Welcome to Class 15, our final class. Today we're going to bring everything together through a realistic oil and gas case study. Imagine that Global Oil has awarded ABC Energy a major offshore development contract. The project includes engineering, equipment supply, installation and commissioning. The original contract has a fixed price and a 24-month schedule. It also defines the scope of work and establishes milestone payments. 6 months into the project, a critical piece of equipment is delayed. The contractor says the delay is caused by a supplier problem. The client is concerned about the impact on the project schedule. The contractor requests an extension of time. It argues that the delay was outside its reasonable control and has affected the project schedule. The client is not immediately convinced. It wants to know who is responsible and whether the contract gives the contractor an entitlement to additional time. The parties review the evidence, the contract, emails, supplier records, project reports, and the project schedule. They need to establish what actually happened. Then a second problem appears. The client requests a design change that requires additional equipment and engineering work. The contractor argues that the new work is outside the original scope. The client believes the change is necessary for the project. The contractor submits a change request. It calculates the additional cost and explains the expected impact on the schedule. The client believes the additional cost is too high. The contractor explains that the price reflects the additional work, resources, and risks involved. Now the parties have several issues to negotiate: price, payment terms, schedule, and risk allocation. Instead of focusing only on the price, they explore a package deal. The contractor may accept a lower price in exchange for faster payment and a limited extension to the schedule. The discussion becomes difficult. The client is worried about the project deadline. The contractor needs to protect its contractual rights and commercial position. The parties decide to reframe the discussion. Instead of focusing only on blame, they ask, how can we protect the project while addressing each party's legitimate interests? They identify several options. They could accelerate some activities, change the sequence of the work, or adjust payment terms. Eventually, the parties reach an agreement. The change is formally approved, the price is agreed, and the schedule is revised. The responsibilities of both parties are clearly defined. The agreement is documented properly. This is essential because clear documentation reduces the risk of future misunderstandings and disputes. But what if the parties couldn't reach an agreement? The issue could be escalated to management, and depending on the contract, eventually move into a formal dispute resolution process. This case demonstrates the complete process. A contract creates obligations. Risks can create problems. Problems can lead to claims. Let's review some of the most important vocabulary: contract, scope, risk, claim, dispute, entitlement, change order, variation, liability, and payment. And remember the language you've developed: asking for clarification, disagreeing diplomatically, making proposals, setting conditions. If we reduce the entire course to 5 essential skills, they are: understanding contracts, identifying risks, managing claims, negotiating effectively, and communicating professionally. Here's your final challenge. Imagine a contractor requests $500,000 in additional payment and 2 extra months. Ask yourself, is the change within the original scope? Is there a contractual entitlement? What evidence supports the claim? Professional English is more than learning vocabulary. It's about understanding the situation, communicating clearly, and working toward practical solutions. Congratulations, you've completed Professional English for Oil and Gas, Contracts, Risk, and Negotiation. Now it's time to take these skills from the classroom into real professional situations.